Plus everything falls out when I bend down to pet random dogs. If I have to fuss with a snap in public, I will die. Almost took a kitten to work with me once because she crawled into my yarn bag and fell asleep. And throw that, quote, piece of shit she was carrying into the garbage. Oh. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. If you're new, my name is Eva, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back to watch another video. So today's topic I think is very fun. Well, I mean, it's about zippers. How fun can that be? Actually, I think it's pretty fun, so stay with me and I think you'll see why. Recently, I was on Facebook and I saw a question that was posed in the Portland Leather Goods Insiders Facebook group. And here's the question: what's the major reason you do or don't prefer a zipper? First of all, I was amazed at the number of responses. And secondly, I was amazed at the variety of responses. And I thought these responses actually would make a great topic for a video because some of them are quite entertaining, and also some of them are completely contradictory in nature. And although this question was specific to Portland Leather Goods bags, I mean, I think it would be interesting for all bag lovers to just think about the differences in design, you know, whether a bag has a zipper or not. And to get us started here, I have two Portland Leather Goods bags to look at as a frame of reference. So this is a mini crossbody, it does not have a zipper, and this is a medium crossbody, and it does. You can snap this bag if you want to have it just, you know, a little bit more secure or close to the top, but it's super easy to use. Here's this bag with a zipper, and I just wanted to take time to show you that the tail does come out, and when it zips, it looks like this. So I'm not going to share all the comments with you because that would be far too many, but I am going to share them and group them in terms of theme. So obviously we have a lot of responses for, yes, I need a bag with a zipper, and we have a lot of responses for, no, I don't want a bag with a zipper. But there's some nuanced comments in here, like about how it depends on the context or, you know, things like that. So let's get into it. The first one that I thought was super interesting actually starts with story time. And there's a story here, but I think you'll enjoy hearing it. When I was a young girl, my parents saved up for a nice family trip to Disney World. We were having a wonderful time, everything all of us hoped it would be. Then my mother realized at some point in the day that her wallet was missing. She had a purse with no zipper. I remember her crying her eyes out as it had all of our vacation money, etc. inside. An employee told us to check with Lost and Found to see if it had been turned in. As luck would have it, a very nice employee who was cleaning the restroom had found it and turned it in. Our trip was saved. At that point, my dad walked my mother into a shop, told her to pick out a new purse with a zipper, all caps, and throw that, quote, piece of shit she was carrying into the garbage, LOL. I think I learned early on what can happen without a zipper. Obviously, that was a traumatic experience for her and the family, and I can understand like why a zipper would be so important to her, especially if you have that experience, you know, as a young girl. I'm not sure where folks are living, but opportunists are always looking and watching for easy targets. An open purse is an easy target, and these folks work fast and they work in groups. Depending upon the environment, I'd personally rather have a zipper and not use it than need a zipper and not have one. Okay, so obviously this is a good point as well, and I'm going to link a video by Tote's Jean, and he explains how his mother was pickpocketed when they were in Paris. And not only does he like tell the story, but he explains all the reasons why that happened. And I think that is a really good video if you are worried about being pickpocketed in general, with or without a zipper. So I'll link that below. I definitely prefer zippered everything. I know everyone has their own personal reasons for zipper or no zipper. Mine is security. I love the satisfaction of hearing that zipper close, keeping all my belongings safe and sound inside my bag. So I thought that comment was interesting because there was a sensory element to it as well in terms of hearing the sound of the zipper. The next comment, grabby little toddler hands. That's all I'll say, LOL. Okay, that's funny because sometimes you want to keep your things safe from thieves, and sometimes you just need to keep your things safe from your kids. Okay. All right, so next comment is related. I refuse to make things easy for pickpockets or thieves. I refuse to compromise for what is or isn't fashionable. Safety first. If you stay with me throughout the video, you will hear a comment that is completely on the opposite side of that. And that's what I think makes this conversation very interesting. All right, so here we go. Zipper. Nothing worse than taking a turn too hard and having your bag fall out of the passenger seat and all of your worldly belongings scattered every which way. That comment cracked me up just because it was like kind of dramatic. Oh, can you see? Charlie's here. All right, I'll let him in. Zippers for security or a false sense of. Plus everything falls out when I bend down to pet random dogs. I would like to try some bags with the snaps, but for now, zippers FTW for the win. Everything falls out when I bend down to pet random dogs. Oh my gosh, I love that. This is a good one here. I prefer zippers. I'm a mess. I need something to hold it all together. I also, quote, zip my lip a lot. It's helped me in many situations. I like zippers because they're fast, and if I have to fuss with a snap in public, I will die. And when I read some of these comments, I'm setting up an opportunity for direct contrast later in the video. I prefer a zipper for added security. Also, the bag looks more, quote, finished. I have a zipper and I love it because I think it makes the bag look a little more elevated. Okay, this one's also interesting, I think. I was being cheap when I bought my first few classic totes and went with the no zipper option. Then a friend came over with a zipper tote and I really wished I had chosen that option. They look so much better and there's no worry of anything falling out. And so that's a good point about cost, because the cost of a bag with a zipper for port leather goods is a little bit higher than a bag with no zipper. And on a related note, since I've been buying from port leather goods, I've noticed when they have a new release, it usually comes out first without a zipper, and then a few weeks later it comes out with a zipper. I need zippers because I turn corners like a race car driver and worry about people putting their sticky fingers in my bags when I'm out. Not a fan of the bag shape on larger totes, but for practical reasons, I am definitely team zip. Get ready for this one. Team zip for practicality. I have a toddler and 4 animals at home. Almost took a kitten to work with me once because she crawled into my yarn bag and fell asleep. I mean, did you ever expect that as a reason to be on team zip or team no zip? Kitten crawled into your bag. So at home, you would zip up your bags to keep the kittens out. You know, Charlie's never crawled into my bag. But if that were to happen, I could see why I would start zipping my bags up at home. Oh my goodness. Now we are ready to go to the other side, team no zip. And the first theme here is ease. For an everyday carry, it's just irritating to zip and unzip for access. I prefer a snap or a flap, and since I almost carry crossbodies, I worry less about security. Okay, here's one that I can totally identify with as well. I prefer no zipper because my kids are still very young, and if I need something out of my big bag, I need it right away. Maybe I'll change my mind when it's not diapers, toys, tissues, and wipes making up most of my bag, but for now, I love the zipperless option. That comment about like when I need something, I need it, like right now. I have been there many times trying to get a wipe out of my bag, and I can't do it fast enough. I don't like zippers or interior pockets because things catch on them. There was a time in my life when I wanted organizational bags with lots of pockets and zippers, but no more. Retired. I want simplicity and to be able to reach in and easily grab what I want. I'm careful I've never spilled a bag out and don't take it on public transport, so I'm not worried about theft. Most people I see fail to close the zippers anyway. Of course, I'm not retired, but I totally see where she's coming from in terms of you go through phases and stages of your preferences. And just lately, I've also been in a open tote phase. Like I just did a video about my favorite mini totes, and the criteria for including them in that video was that they not have a traditional zipper. I just want to remind you of some of those previous comments and how some of these, hey Charlie, are in direct opposition to those. It may sound strange, but I think they make your bag look sort of cheap. I don't like the way the ends of the zippers stick up on each side. Sorry, don't hate me. So that's the opposite of that elevated look, another commenter had mentioned. I have a zipper for the option of security. However, I chose the PLG tote without a zipper because I don't like the zipper placement on the zippered option. I prefer a hidden zipper mounted inside the bag. There was a censored comment in the Team Zip because a person liked to hear the zipper close. I don't like zippers because they bite, LOL. Seriously though, I find a snap keeps my bag closed and keeps the opening as wide as possible to fit more in as needed. I feel the zipper closure can get in the way and also make attaching and removing a crossbody strap more difficult. I've also scratched my arm on a purse zipper or two, and I don't like that. Physical sensitivity. They feel bitey and scratchy to me, and I don't like to change what I do because of what someone else, all caps, someone else, may or may not do. I.e., I don't like zippers and I don't want to use them just because of a fear that someone might try to steal from me. This is an example of what someone else said, that it doesn't matter on fashion, I'm going to use a zipper for safety. And this person said the exact opposite. Like, I'm going to choose the bag that I want to wear no matter what. This one has a fun twist on it. It scratches the back of my hand every time I reach in. I do not ever buy a bag with a zipper. Now, I do love a magnet. Yes, magnet closures are great and they're super easy to use. So I think that's a good point. Example, since I never zip when I have one, I prefer not having one. They add weight to the bag, and I don't like feeling the tines when I reach inside my bag, so the little edges of the zipper. But that's a good point about hardware, because the more hardware you have on your bag, the heavier it will make your bag. And every little bit of metal does, add up in terms of adding weight. And then here's our last two comments. I'm one of those, quote, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, end quote, people. Yeah, I can identify with that in many things in my life. And then that leads me to the last comment, which I think sums up so many of the previous ones. Theft versus ease of access to my sunglasses while driving. Yeah, I'm on the fence, LOL. I mean, it's pretty much that simple sometimes. So now I'd love to hear from you. What are your opinions, not only on the PLG zipper versus non-zipper, but in general, totes? Like, do you have some with zippers, some without? I hope you enjoyed this topic today. It was fun for me to organize the comments and put them into themes and to see where some contrast was found in the responses. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you next time. You take care. Bye.